Now, this is information not from the US Coast Guard, where
Correct.
we are getting most of our information. This is information you are receiving. Just explain to me how this information is coming to you. So this is from people in touch with rescuers.
That's right.
Or recovery workers at the scene.
Or people who are getting the information pretty much firsthand. And I've asked them, so they haven't found the hull yet. And all they come back is that's it so far. So again, you know, listen, we don't want to be doom merchants here and predicting the worst when it hasn't happened. But, you know, we know the terminology that people use, and the Coast Guard wouldn't be using debris, and they wouldn't be reporting that from the scene unless this wasn't good. And from just looking at that and understanding how that structure is built together, if those two components are no longer connected to that hull, then something very drastically bad has happened. Then,
and the image we're also seeing is of the vessels, the marine traffic in the area, and presumably the search goes on for other parts of the vessel.
The four, right where it says RMS Titanic, those four blue dots, those are the four key ships. Two of them are diving with 6,000-meter ROVs. That is the Horizon Arctic, and that had the ROV that apparently found it, the Ulysses.
So the arrival of these ROVs
today,
today,
yes,
and they went down this morning. This is what has changed things.
That's right. That's right. And they weren't on scene till today. The previous ships, and this is what was quite frustrating yesterday, two other ships had ROVs on board, but despite what we were hearing from the Coast Guard briefing, I don't believe they ever reached the bottom. They were never searching on the bottom. And they were also searching about 2.5 miles to the east of this location, where they were focused were on these apparent tappings. Well, now we know that that wasn't real. That was spurious. And today, when the true deep diving ROVs arrived, the 6,000-meter ones, on board the French vessel Atalante and also on the Horizon Arctic, they all centered on Titanic. And that told me that they had gone to a new location. They had given up on this position where they thought they had heard tapping. They're now going to the most likely location. When these subs dive, these tourist dives, almost anybody who comes on Titanic, what they want to do, the classic Titanic experience, is to come up on the bow. So you start from outside of the debris field, you dive down, and then you approach the bow and you come up to the pointy end of it. And it gives you that thrill of seeing the bow of Titanic, which is the best looking part of it. It's also the safest way to approach the wreck because you're not going through this field of wreckage. You're coming up to the biggest part of the ship.